What does a person do when they are faced with death? And how does the mind find peace when the fabric of human life is torn apart in front of their eyes?
Virginia Tech, April 16, 2007, 7:15 a.m. A student makes his way to the dormitory at West Ambler Johnston Hall. Shots are fired. 2 students are killed. Authorities believe this is an isolated incident. They placed the dormitory in lockdown, but the killer has already left.
I met Liviu in Romania in 1965, and from that day we were together for 42 years. Both of us were born in Ploiești, Romania, the town of the Neftov. After the first airstrike of England, the Romanians took all the Jewish men to a labor camp. In this period, Liviu, 10 years old boy, had to work as to survive with his mother.
After surviving the horrors of the Holocaust, Liviu continued his studies at the Polytechnic University of Bucharest.
The Romanian government wanted to develop a new kind of aircraft. Liviu did an analysis and he told them that this aircraft will disintegrate. The general who was conducting the tests was absolutely appalled. And he says, no, that this will not happen.
They built, and the airplane crashed.
Because he refused to join the Communist Party, the Romanian government denied Liviu any form of employment or even scientific study. In order to keep the failure of the experimental aircraft a secret, they would not allow him to leave Romania.
As police search the building, the killer is next door, changing out of his bloody clothes and deleting files from his computer. It is almost 2 hours after the first shooting. The killer makes his way to the post office and mails a package of writings and videos to NBC News. The package is postmarked 9:01 a.m.
Life in communist Romania was unbearable for Liviu. It was only through the special intervention of Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin that Romanian President Nicolae Ceausescu finally let them leave. They arrived in Israel in 1978.
When he arrived to the West, immediately he became full professor of Tel Aviv University, which is a very big recognition for a newcomer. He just came from Romania. He was a superstar, scientific superstar in all respects.
Because of the work he did in Israel, he was invited here to be a visiting professor. The faculty then were so impressed with him that they just asked him to stay on as a permanent faculty member, and he did. He hosted scientists and engineers from all over the world, regardless of religion. They came from China, they came from the Middle East, Muslims, they were Hindus, they were Buddhists, they were Christians. He had a tolerance for other points of view.
On Monday, April 16, at 10 to 9, I drove Liviu to the university. when he got out from the car, the last words of Livio were, "Thanks God." And he left.
9:40 a.m. The killer enters Norris Hall with a hammer, a knife, 2 guns, and 400 rounds of ammunition. He chains the door shut. He walks into a classroom and begins mercilessly killing everyone in sight.
The shooting started in the room behind us, so through the back wall we could hear what sounded like a really, really loud hammer, some kind of construction, and then we heard someone scream and realized something was wrong. Dr. Lebrescu peeked out, saw the gunman, and Dr. Lebrescu closed the door and yelled, "Call the police."
As the killer tries to enter the door, Liviu Lebrescu holds it shut with his body, telling his students to jump through the windows. They ask him to escape with them. He refuses, choosing to protect the lives of his students.
I definitely thank him for my life. Even though I ran, he could have easily ran with me, and he stayed and he tried to help the other students that were in there. He felt that all the students in there had a future. To do that human sacrifice, like to give himself up, you can't really measure that.
Liviu was shot through the door 4 times. A bullet through his watch freezes time forever.
With the gunman set to enter his class, this brave professor blocked the door with his body while his students fled to safety. On the day of remembrance, this Holocaust survivor gave his own life so that others may live.
When millions perished in the Holocaust, this one man survives to end up in Blacksburg, Virginia, to end up so far away from home just so that he could be there in that room to save the 22 lives that he saved. Because only somebody who witnessed the horrors that he witnessed, only somebody with the survival skills that he acquired could have done what he did, giving his life for his students.
It's not just a simple instinct that he had to save them, but he showed leadership. Had Liviu wanted to jump from the windows, no one would have blamed him. Whom you think is ordinary might be extraordinary. And it's ordinary people who do extraordinary things that really make a difference in the lives of people.
I know that if my dad would have gone with the gut feeling, maybe jump off and be safe, he would have not forgiven himself ever. It could have been even a more painful death for him.
Liviu Lebrescu, the Holocaust survivor, died trying to protect his students.
He was killed while trying to fight back that killer on the campus of Virginia.
Now he has died as a hero.
It is a tremendous decision that he made, of which I don't know who else would be able to do that.
Without him, what really would have happened? How much more horror would there have been?
Therefore, even the word hero is a very small word.
My life was destroyed. My sorrow is so deeply, and I lost him so much. But of course, I am happy that these young people live because he sacrificed.
Professor Lebrescu had a most difficult life. Hatred, discrimination, war, and dictatorship. Yet he did not allow these things to stifle him. On the contrary, he drew strength with tolerance and integrity, with love and compassion, and a burning desire to change this world to one of hope. I asked the question, if you were faced with the same situations, what would you do?